Walker Woods used to have 1256. Now Bloomberg Money.
Shares of Moderna and other vaccine makers slid Thursday after word that President-elect Trump is tapping Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be Secretary of Health and Human Services. He has said no vaccine is safe. He's also a purveyor of medical misinformation. Ford Motors has agreed to a $165 million civil penalty to settle allegations the company failed to recall cars, defective rear-view cameras in a timely manner. It's the second largest fine ever levied by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. And Microsoft's cloud business is coming under the microscope. The Financial Times cites sources who say the Federal Trade Commission is examining allegations Microsoft is abusing its market dominance in productivity software by imposing punitive licensing terms to keep customers from leaving its Azure cloud service. Some tactics that are being looked at include increasing subscription fees for those that leave and charging steep exit fees. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Nancy Lyons for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
When it comes to getting the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. And when it comes to getting more free services for life than anywhere else on Falcon Tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. So when you're in the market for the best deal on Falcon Tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. And I mean absolutely nobody.
Game pros at discount prices, Town Fair Tire.
There are small risks in life, like giving a kid a football to play with in the house.
Oh, watch out for that.
Okay. And then there are big gambles, like giving a kid a lottery ticket. Never gift a lottery ticket to a person under 18. Learn more about how to gift responsibly during the holidays at playresponsiblyny.com. Please gift responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Have you been discriminated or retaliated against at work based on your race, gender, pregnancy, sexual orientation, disability, medical leave, or whistleblower status? Have you been sexually harassed by a bad boss or coworker? Or been cheated out of pay or overtime wages? The law firm of Kleiman Ginsburg fights for employees like you who have been treated unfairly in the workplace and will aggressively fight to get you the compensation you deserve. If you believe you are a victim of discrimination, been sexually harassed, or have been wrongfully terminated, give Kleiman Ginsburg a call now for a free consultation. The law firm of Kleiman Ginsburg only gets paid if you get paid. Call 877-8-JOB-LAW. That's 877-8-JOB-LAW. Call the employment lawyers at Kleiman Ginsburg now at 877-8-JOB-LAW. That's 877-8-JOB-LAW. Call 877-8-JOB-LAW today.
WINS FM in HD1 New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
AccuWeather calling for the high fire threat to continue today through Saturday to the combination of dry brush, gusty winds, low humidity. This morning mostly cloudy, low 40. Later today, high 58. Partly sunny, increasingly windy, but milder conditions. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. John Davis, our service aide, Jim Maloney, editor's desk. I'm Mario Bosquez.
All the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good morning, 43 degrees, cloudy skies at 1 o'clock on this Friday, November 15th. I'm Monique Coppola. Here's what's happening. Governor Hochul bringing back congestion pricing with a lower toll amount, and there's plenty of opposition. He says his plan is to make America healthy again. Longtime environmental attorney Robert F. Kennedy Jr. tapped by President-elect Trump to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. A 14-year-old arrested for allegedly stabbing his 17-year-old classmate at a Yonkers high school. A new study finds obesity in America has doubled over the past 3 decades, and it's getting worse. New rules for drug ads. The FDA wants them to be more clear when it comes to those side effects. In sports, the Rangers, Devils, and Islanders win. AccuWeather says mostly cloudy this early morning with a low of 40 degrees later today. Turning out partly sunny, windy with a high of 58. Wednesday's time 1:01. Traffic and transit with Jeff Jensen.
Got some delays here, Monique, on the northbound Henry Hudson Parkway, west side there. It's a crash up by 125th Street or so. Delay stretching back up at 15 bucks at quite the slow though. You might want to try one of the avenues or sit it out or head up to the FDR, which is doing well. The FDR on the Harlem River Drive pretty quiet. Northbound, southbound delays from 23rd to 14th Street though. And a slow ride in the Bronx. There's westbound work in the Cross Bronx right there just past Webster Avenue. Only the left lane getting by. We're pretty busy on the Deegan going northbound from right around the Park Road to 138th Street. Only one lane open there. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big Three. The Southern State closed again this morning westbound from Deer Park Avenue to Route 110, exit 39 to 32, so take it down to Sunrise Highway. LA westbound work from exit 49 to 46, Route 110 to Sunnyside Boulevard. A couple of lanes are out. Northern State's quiet, and here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. 15-minute ride out of the city on the upper level of the George Washington Bridge, only the left lane open. Into the city, the lower level is closed, but almost no delay. Lincoln Tunnel, 20 minutes out of town. The Holland is shut down, Jersey bound for the overnight to Verrazano, looking good both ways. I'm Jeff Jensen. Our next report, 111. 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
It's back. Governor Hochul lifted the pause on congestion pricing.
Governor Kathy Hochul sought to frame the updated congestion pricing plan as a win-win. We're still getting the $15 billion to fund the MTA, and drivers are paying $6 less. The new fee, $9, down from $15. She's looking to have it in place January 5th, seeking federal approval by the end of the year. As to President-elect Trump's vow to scuttle the plan, I'm not driven by the calendar of when people are elected or not elected, although some have argued that Hochul suspended the program back in June to prevent it from becoming a political issue in the general election. Juliette Papa, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
And there's plenty of opposition to the pricing plan. New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer says he'll do whatever it takes to fight it.
I don't understand why we would do this to families, especially now when families are facing inflation and higher prices. We need to do everything we can to lower prices, to lower taxes, and lower costs on hardworking families. This is exact opposite of what families want and need.
The new toll will cost daily commuters about $180 a month. Governor Murphy in a statement saying in part, quote, I am firmly opposed to any attempt to force through a congestion pricing proposal in the final months of the Biden administration. All of us need to listen to the message that voters across America sent last Tuesday, which is that the vast majority of Americans are experiencing severe economic strains and still feeling the effects of inflation. In a response to the governor's statement from the MTA, and I quote, it's hard to take advice from Governor Murphy, who has overseen the total collapse of his state's mass transit system. He has fought some of the nation's biggest polluters and helped to clean up the Hudson River. Longtime environmental attorney Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is tapped for a big role in the Trump administration, a critic of big pharma and big agriculture. And Kennedy blames the rise in obesity rates and chronic disease in America on chemicals in food and pesticides.
President-elect Donald Trump delivering on a promise he made to one of his top campaign supporters, announcing he's nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be Secretary of Health and Human Services, putting a noted vaccine skeptic in charge of the nation's health system.
I'm going to let him go wild on health. I'm going to let him go wild on the food. I'm going to let him go wild on medicines.
Well before the election, Kennedy made it clear Trump had promised him this role.
Mary Bruce reporting Kennedy says he wants to replace the bureaucrats and overhaul the systems for overseeing pesticides, food additives, and vaccines. Stocks linked to vaccine developers like Moderna, Pfizer, and Novavax tanked in the lead-up to market close on Thursday after news of Kennedy's selection.
When it comes to vaccine policy and requirements, Dr. Mitch Katz, head of Health and Hospitals, says
this country has a very strong tradition of state control of health issues. Even the Centers for Disease Control is advisory.
At a post-election news conference, he didn't seem worried that any federal department could reshape city and state health policy.
The FDA obviously affects what gets approved, but once things are approved, it's a states' rights issue.
RFK Jr.'s anti-vaccine comments are well documented. He also wants to get rid of fluoride in all U.S. water, which is also up to local governments. CDC has called water fluoridation a great public health achievement. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
AccuWeather says there'll be a high fire threat today and Saturday due to a combination of dry brush, gusty winds, and low humidity. Mostly cloudy this early morning. We have a low of 40 degrees later today, turning out partly sunny, windy with a high of 58. Tonight, clear and breezy with a low of 45. Let's look at the weekend. Saturday, partly to mostly sunny, windy and mild. High 62 for Sunday, breezy and mild with sunshine mixing with clouds. An afternoon high of 63. We're at 43 degrees right now, cloudy skies in Midtown. A longtime OBGYN on Staten Island facing serious allegations in a new lawsuit.
A trusted Staten Island OBGYN, Dr. Paul Heltzer, is now at the center of a lawsuit filed by 17 women. They claim he inappropriately touched them during appointments and made comments about their sex lives. The allegations date back to 2016, and the lawsuit has rattled many patients that considered him a beloved and reliable figure. Liza Rodriguez went to him for 12 years.
I moved to Long Island, and I was still going to see him in Staten Island because that's how much confidence and how comfortable I was with Dr. Heltzer.
Dominique McCall, a patient of 20 years, feels appalled. He even delivered her children.
I was so disgusted with hearing the allegations against him, like I stopped reading most of it.
Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. In Staten Island.
A Yonkers high school lockdown Thursday. A 14-year-old boy charged in a stabbing. Police say the student brought a knife into Gordon High at 100 Shawnard Place and stabbed a 17-year-old classmate several times. Following a dispute of some sort, he was placed into custody and the victim went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The school was placed on lockdown out of an abundance of caution. It was lifted about an hour after the student's arrest. The Transit Workers Union succeeds in their lawsuit to get the MTA to stop dramatic cuts in bus service.
Transit workers enlisted the support of public advocate Jumaane Williams when they saw a dramatic cut in bus service after Governor Hochul's pause on congestion pricing.
Far too often these cuts impact the communities that need the most. These are working class communities. These are immigrant communities.
TWU Local 100 sued, claiming the MTA violated a law requiring a 30-day public comment period. Union Vice President J.P. Patafio said they were looking out for their riders.
Unions are not just the guardians for their own work. They're, in fact, the guardians for the transit system as a whole.
A lawyer for the plaintiffs said the cuts would have affected 1,000 bus routes in all 5 boroughs. Marla Diamond, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Lower Manhattan.
A new study reveals obesity in America has doubled over the past 3 decades, and it's getting worse.
A study in the journal Lancet estimates around 1 in 5 children, 1 in 3 adolescents, and 2 in 3 adults will be obese by 2050. The study's lead author, Marie Ng.
We're expecting the number of people experiencing obesity and overweight to rise to 260 million.
Obesity is at its highest levels in southern states like Texas and Oklahoma, and it's going to get worse.
We're expecting like 43 million children who will have experienced overweight and obesity by 2050.
Ng says over 800 million adults now live with diabetes worldwide.
Brad Gibson reporting with News Talk 109 traffic and AccuWeather next.
Hi, I'm Steve Harris, founder of Harris Law. When Tina went to her storage unit, she slipped on a puddle and broke her hip. We got her $800,000. I'll tell you how right after this.
Have you been the victim of negligence or malpractice? Harris Law, New York's premier injury law firm, is a tough, dedicated legal team that will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call 212-593-7600 or visit harrislawnyc.com.
Tina's storage unit had an air conditioner that leaked from condensation. Although technicians made 3 service calls, maintenance records showed that each visit lasted less than 10 minutes. Since the condensation didn't start until after they left, the issue was never resolved. That's how we proved negligence, and that's how we got Tina $800,000.
Call Harris Law today, 212-593-7600 or harrislawnyc.com. The consultation is free. The compensation could be millions.
Numbers mean much to me because of prostate cancer. I'm Johnny Braggs, the number 2, for my stepfather who died of prostate cancer, and my uncle who suffered so much after prostate cancer surgery. The number 15. 15 years since Dr. Lederman's successful treatment of my prostate cancer. The number 0, which is my PSA. 0 after Dr. Lederman's successful prostate cancer treatment, what every man wants. The numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, important for every man with prostate cancer. 1, getting the most successful treatment. 2, avoiding radical robotic surgery. 3, keeping sexual function. 4, maintaining urinary control. Call my Dr. Lederman. 212 choices. 212 Choices to consider his prostate cancer treatment for you. Most insurances, Medicare, Medicaid accepted. 1384 Broadway at 38th. Call 212 Choices for prostate cancer treatment. Call Dr. Lederman, 212 Choices. I'm glad I did. You'll be number one with Dr. Lederman.